All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the first official episode of the 2021 Prep Series. We did this last year for 2020. We started in the fall and we did a series of interviews preparing our audience and our community for 2020. And I have to say that it was one of the things that we did that enabled all of us to be more prepared for what happened this year than if we had not had the insights that all the astrologers had given us. So yes, none of us could have predicted exactly what was going to be happening, but we knew something big was on the horizon. And this prep series that we did last year was so good that we decided to bring it back this year. So this is the first official episode of the 2021 prep series. And this series of interviews is going to feature our 2021 Inner Circle Astrologer Guides. And it's really dedicated to helping you understand the cosmic energies of the upcoming year so you can prepare, plan, and get ready for what is coming. We also love to introduce our 2021 Inner Circle astrologers to our existing members and also to those of you who are considering joining our monthly membership program when we open doors in December. So that's coming up soon. Today we're featuring Monique Leurink and focusing on consciousness as the new currency. So that's what she's saying the theme of 2021 is, and we'll dive into why she says that here very soon. But before we do that, I wanted to invite you to our free annual kickoff event for the Inner Circle. It's happening December 11th and 12th, and we'll be doing 2 days of panels featuring 13 astrologers and answering key questions about 2021. So last year we did the prep series and then we culminated in our big marathon event. This year we're doing the prep series and we're culminating in these 2 days of panels. So that panel event is totally free. You can join us for that by going to astrologyhub.com/2021. That's astrologyhub.com/2021. And Monique, you have been one of the astrologers that we have loved to feature almost from the very beginning of Astrology Hub.
Yeah.
Was it 2016, maybe your first year that you were with us?
16, 17, and 18. It was great. Yeah. So,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but our audience has grown very significantly since then. So there's a lot of people who are not familiar with your work yet. So what I would love to do is introduce you a little bit by hearing your story. So can you tell us how you came to practice astrology and the type of astrology that you practice, which is quite unique?
Yes. Thank you. So, astrology. Well, I was born in a family where my father is an astrologer, was an astrologer. He's not alive anymore. So the stars were so familiar in our family. And that's how I was brought up. And for me, it was totally normal to look at the sky and to know that there is much more than only Earth. And that's how my fascination was already there from birth. So I started to study lots of fields of astrology. The books were there in the house, and I was always seeing what is this about? But at that time, it was not so common as it is now. So it was astrology. My father had the charts done of all 4 children, which was very exceptional. It was not said, but okay. And now it's normal. So there were no schools of astrology. You just had to go somewhere and get your knowledge. And I did that. And I've done it so far throughout my whole life. And so the confirmation actually was that I'm now in New Zealand. And I just came back from an amazing trip here. I visited Castle Hill, which is the birthplace of the gods, and from which the Dalai Lama has said, this is the most spiritual place in the universe, not the world, but in the universe. You can Google that. And I wanted to see that. So I was there, and that seems to be a university of the ancient Waitaha people who were here before the Maori people were. And the children with special gifts were taught there the stars, the connection stars and Earth. Wow. So I went there and I was totally high. And I got a sort of flash and I I knew, oh, I was one of them. And that's why I'm here. It just came in like a falling star, boom. So that is, then you get the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle together and see, oh, that's why I'm here. Oh, that's why I'm so excited about the stars. And oh, yes, we have been in this last 2000 years, so let's say disconnected from that star world. And now we are reconnecting with it again, because that's when life gets holistic, and that you understand it, and that we have an immediate connection with the stars. So I consider myself as a true star walker, yes. And I love to inspire people here. And now, when on my quest in astrology, I have become a sort of expert in diamond astrology. And diamond astrology is a new dimension in the world of the stars. They are not planets, they are derivatives of the orbits of the sun and the moon, and that brings you a higher level of consciousness of your own sun and moon, bringing you beyond your personality to get to understand yourself much in a wider perspective. And I'm very passionate about it, because I think this astrology is absolutely in tune with what is happening now in the world with this shift. And I'm going to speak about that. If you are interested, if the audience is interested, we just launched a video on YouTube, the cast of Diamond Astrology. You go to Diamond Astrology, the cast, and you will find the 9 luminaries of Diamond Astrology as sort of gods. It's the pantheon of Diamond Astrology. And you will get a little more knowledge of them, of these gods. And also, I want to say that diamond astrology is a layer on top of the natal chart. We work with the natal chart, but on top of it, you will find more information about yourself that has been hidden from you from the time you were born on this planet.
Whenever you have come into the inner circle or into our community and taught about diamond astrology, the response is always so overwhelming. People really, really resonate. So I don't know if you're connecting with the other star children out there or what, but there's definitely
yes.
the people that are just ready to hear this information. And it's been really fun to watch every year that you come in. And it is something new and different. And every single time people love it. So we're so happy to have you back into the inner circle this year. So let's talk about 2021. In terms of, if we had to give it a theme, how would you wrap it up? What is the theme of 2021?
Oh, well, you could say that one of the themes is this, that it's all about consciousness now. So you can say, indeed, consciousness is the new currency. We have all been raised throughout ages to get money, which is not natural, because money is just a means that was created artificially, because Earth gives everything abundantly. It's all there. It's free. Everything is there. It's so abundant. Nobody needs to have hunger to be hungry, or not a house. It's so abundant. But only a few % of our humanity has the wealth, which is totally crazy. So we are in an immensely big shift, and I'm going to speak about that. But first, a theme. And I know, like myself, many people had to release matter. We lose money, we lose income, we lose it, or it's not really growing. It's shrinking, and that could cause a sort of fear, which I think don't get trapped in that fear, because the old currency is money. The old way of being someone, especially in the Western world, is, what do you have? What do you own? How big is your house? How big is your car? How many clothes do you have? How many, all those things. And it's not in tune anymore with what is happening now. So I would say to the audience, do not be afraid if you have to release things, because it will not, let's say, really have an impact on your true identity. The new currency, so the old currency is money. Mooney comes from the moon, but there's a big story behind it. Mr. Mooney, for Lucille Ball. It is actually now, the new currency is consciousness. how conscious are you? What do you know of yourself? So we were born with a sort of, our brains function only for a small part, but once we are expanding the ones we are, then that is honored, rewarded by the new gods. Now, who are the new gods? And the new gods are very much in tune with the astrology I do. So I'm going to go into this from two perspectives. The first perspective, before I go to the new gods, the first perspective is this. We all know that we are in a very important time in the history of mankind. It is really amazing. We are witnessing this. And why is this happening now? Why is it the time of awakening? Why is it a time of big shift? Why? I always want to know now why. I have my moon in the 3rd degree of Scorpio, so I'm a researcher too. And the thing is, the cause is that we are moving, it has begun recently, through the photon belt. Now, this is not astrological, it is galactic. It's a galactic phenomenon. So what is the photon belt? You can Google it. You can also Google the Golden Nebula, if you like. It has more names, but it's sort of photon belt. And this belt is near the Pleiades in the solar system. The Pleiades, well, people know about that. And our solar system is moving through that belt. It's not a belt, it's an ocean of light. It's an ocean of light. And this is a cycle that happens every 24,000 years. 24,000 years. It is a bit like the cycle of the precession. And I really find it so very important to say this, because this ocean of light will have a big impact, and has already a big impact on all of us, each of us. So you may, so when did it begin? It began, so the whole shift began in 2008, about that time. And I read from my sources that that whole shift at that time would last 13 years, which is 2021. And we have had immense help of star people, guides, light beings, to help us, to prepare ourselves to go through that passage. And the time of that passage will be 2,000 years, which is equal to the age of Aquarius. So the age of Aquarius, starting now, is also connected to the passage through that photon belt. So the preparation, the preparing to pass through this belt has been 13 years. So many people have been working on themselves to prepare. It's a phase of purification, of purging, of cleaning, of, I don't tell any news, but that is the cause. So, and suddenly, so not suddenly, but gradually, the concept of diamond came into motion. The diamond, everything is now diamond. So yes, diamond astrology. And at that time, it looked so far away, but now it's so close, because we are lining up with the true matrix of Earth. Earth has the planetary encodement deep inside, and that's a divine matrix. If you look at nature, you can see the divine matrix of Earth, because it arises from her lap spontaneously. If you look at the flower, you see the divinity. And we have the same matrix, but we got lost in a labyrinth of whatever, illusion, and but now we are moving back through to coming into alignment with that true matrix, the divine matrix, and in connecting that in ourselves. And that is part of waking up who we really are, and certainly who we are not. you know, and that is the part of releasing. And I call that is the process of grinding the diamond. In diamond astrology, the diamond is on the 13th degree of Capricorn. And it's a very slow luminary. It's not a planet. It's a derivative. It's where the Earth is closest to the Sun in her orbit. That part, that distance, Earth Sun, is called the diamond. And where Earth is furthest from the Sun, that part is called the black sun. And that has an immense impact on mankind. Same like the black moon. The black moon is the largest distance, Earth, moon, and the supermoon is the closest distance. And that is part of diamond astrology. We work with that. And that orbit of the black sun and the diamond is about 110,000 years. So every person has that diamond now on the 13th degree of Capricorn. The black sun is on the 13th degree now in Cancer. It's an axis. And that will last there for many years. But it can be in a different house in the chart, and it can be conjunct planets. So the diamond is therefore a very important process now, because it will lead you to the true matrix in yourself. You can see that in the chart, what it leads you to. So that passage through that photon belt is happening now, and it will have an immense impact on Earth. Everything is changing. And it is the cause of that famous separation of worlds, where people it's now really about choosing. What do you choose? Do you choose to be wanting to be in the 3D world with your consciousness? Or do you really want to focus to a 5D world where there is much more light? And that is a choice. What do you choose? So if you choose for consciousness, which is indeed the new currency, you need to know who you are. Now, let me now go to the new gods. And again, it's all linked to diamond astrology, but I love to speak about it because I could choose which month I would do at AstrologyHub, and I've chosen for the month of February, which is the month of Aquarius. Hooray, hooray, hooray. So I really can go into that. It's the axis Aquarius Leo, and I have so much to share, really. So now I want to speak about the new gods. Who are they? Well, they are the gods of the precession cycle, of course, Aquarius and Leo. And that is so important, because with this shift from the Piscean world, Piscean Virgo world, to that new world, we need really to zoom in to that. Now, just imagine that we are also shifting in elements. So the old god, Piscean god, was a water god. And its opposite pole was the Virgo, the earth god. So it was, I call that the axis of heaven and earth. Heaven is there and earth is there. And so much represented by Mother Mary and Jesus Christ. She was, the virgin. That was the mystery, and Christ was born from a virgin. But that is a cosmic story. So that era has had an immense impact on us humans. Every individual had in some way to integrate the qualities of Pisces and Virgo. And so Pisces, the motto was, you shall be or have yourself be baptized in spirit. Spirit. Feel the cosmic water of Neptune, feel the connection of the larger world with the smaller world inside. And that is what we did through religion. Religiare means connecting. It's Latin for connecting. So that was the time where the three world religions emerged, And so important, this is not new, but what is important is that Now we have new elements, the fire god, Leo, and the air god, Aquarius. So many people still think, oh, Aquarius is a water sign, which is absolutely not true. It's an air sign. And many people think that because they see the picture of Aquarius and they see the jar and they see it pouring out. It's water, but it's not water that Aquarius pours out. It's stardust. Many people don't know it. It's just, so Aquarius, he is on the clouds. Of course, it's an air sign. It's on the clouds and he's pouring out his jar for humanity. Look at this, dear ones. Start to dream, 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 dream. And you connect with the stars. That's what Aquarius does. It's not water. Pisces is water. And therefore, it was a baptizing ritual, you know, to become a member of that era. So now, air and fire. And also Aquarius is a sign of the uniqueness of an individual. You know, if an Aquarius is, let's say, being bossed around, he will certainly say, what are you trying to, who do you think you are? Because he feels that Leo is talking to him, and Leo is, oh, I'm the boss, and I will say what you will. And Aquarius, what is that? No. Even if Aquarius wants it, no, I am in charge, you see. And Aquarius is about the uniqueness. I am a unique individual, but so is Leo. Look at me, I'm the center of the universe, so I'm also very unique. So now it is about the uniqueness of each individual. Unlike the Piscean era, where everything was united in a collective ocean of spirit in which the believers and all the souls, let's say, were anonymous, that it was not common to say I, that was an insult, you should say I. You were one of the so many souls in a united collective bath of cosmic water religion, which was okay. There is no judgment about that at all. It's just the gods were speaking at that time. And now the new gods say, no, it is no longer a collective thing. You may say I, you must say I. So what is happening now is that the Leo and Aquarius, you know, they are speaking on different levels. So it's not speaking, but actually how do we receive their message? We can receive it on a lower level. We can see Leo in a low level, you know, it's all about me, I want to be famous. Oh, but this is my 1,000th selfie. Look, selfies, things, you know. And Aquarius, you know, the danger can be of too much technology, and well, we know that. But every sign and every god of precession has a highest message. And therefore, we could say it's now time to start to be the culture carrier of the new era. I hope that's a good word, culture bearer or culture carrier of the new era. So the message of Leo in its highest, every sign has a highest frequency. And Leo says, now it is the time to say, to know, I am. I am. And Leo ignites the heart flame of that. So I am is the new motto also. And what does that mean? It means know who you are. Know who you are. That is consciousness. And therefore consciousness is the new currency. Invest in growth, in knowledge, in yourself, in consciousness. And forget about that money. I mean, not in that sense. It is no longer connected with your identity. Your identity is connected with, no, who are you? You should not be supposed to be asleep anymore. Wake up to who you are. So the message of Aquarius and Leo is uniqueness. Every person has a unique core. And the thing also is that we, something very, very important happened at our birth, from the time of our birth, because only part of the total of our being incarnates. It's just a particle. In fact, every person, every human being experiences actually the same stuff, but in a different time. We all have been everything. And the axis of Leo and Aquarius is Leo, beingness, Aquarius, interbeingness. So that means if I look at someone else, I see myself because I am that person as well. And that can, let's say, bring up something like, oh, that's interesting. What do I see in that person? What is that? What is mirroring back from that person to me? I am no longer separated. It's an immense illusion that we are separated. It is now really about connecting and the new interconnectedness of Aquarius of this time. So Leo, as saying, who am I? And I was speaking about birth, what is happening from birth in our lives. And I said, well, so only part of you incarnates, and with the intention for you that you are very interested, your soul is very interested for something to explore in this lifetime. You want to explore, I don't say learn, that sounds so teacher-like, the universe is not a teacher, the universe is full of love and abundance, but your soul wants to explore something and wants to give that to you. So let me first make a note because something comes up that I really want to share. And I get down to this. Now, if you come to realize that nature is the physical manifestation of the universe, nature is the physical manifestation of the universe. And if you know that in nature, if you live in nature or you have a garden or what, then automatically the herbs and plants that you need will grow in your garden. That's the love that nature gives to you. That's the connection. And that is exactly what the universe does as well. The universe is connected with you. It's an etherical nature, but it wants to give you what you need, if only you listen to that. So the exploring of your soul, that wish, causes purpose. And purpose, yes, we can see that in the North Node, certainly. In diamond astrology, you can very much, so I work with the triptych of purpose. It's not only the North Node, yes, very important, but we link it to the black moon and to the diamond. And then you get the totality of what your purpose is. And then when people say, oh, yeah, now I understand. Or yeah, I feel it. And, So at that moment of birth, that particle of you, that fragment of you that incarnates here to find out things that are important for you, other parts are hidden and drawn to the background. And that is now where diamond astrology comes in. Because the luminaries, the 9 luminaries we work with, are called the metaphysical luminaries, but they're also called the black luminaries. We are talking here about the black moon and the black sun. And I certainly do not speak about black moon Lilith. The black moon, again, is a birthing process of the essential self. So I know that many people have rather got lost in the dark phase of that process, which is absolutely true, and got a bit of demonizing that luminary, which I totally do not agree with. I see it in my own life and so many other lives as well. But there is the light phase as well of that process, which is an immensely important phase. And actually, that is where the whole journey begins, the cosmic birth channel. And the part of that is the oscillating black moon and the mean black moon, and the distance between that is the cosmic birth channel. That's where your internal journey to higher consciousness begins. So black luminaries is also a word, but that is not black in the sense of dark or evil or something like that. No, it is black as the cosmic light. It's cosmic light. It's connecting you with cosmic consciousness. And your so part of you from birth was covered up. There is a light from the moment you were born that could not shine in this world soon after your birth. So you started to adapt to life in a way. To okay, is this it? Yes, this is okay. No, everybody is doing it. Oh, I'm going to do it too. Until you come to realize, but that's not me. And then who am I? Well, you are much more than your personality. Persona means mask. There is a deeper part in you that I would like now also to call your source wisdom. And that's where the process begins, because that is the part where you have never been mirrored, never had any compliment, never have been acknowledged. And therefore it needs to come up, because you start to live life once that has been covered up, to walk on one leg. You walk on one leg. And you say, where is the other? But you're not aware of it. Where is my other leg? I feel something is missing, which is true. And once you start to reunite yourself again with, oh, yes, then that feels like coming home. And that is where the journey starts of uniqueness. Because, yes, every person has a precious gift to share, to contribute, Aquarius, to society. Absolutely. Also, with that change, that shift from Pisces as a collective ocean in which all the souls were swimming, sort of labyrinth too. We got lost in illusion, but some people, it was good. Well, no judgment, okay. But the universe is changing now. Let's say that every person is from now on supposed to create the own individual timeline in his own universe. Being that, or knowing that you are supposed, I speak about the age of Aquarius, that you are supposed to be a conscious person, which gives you the ability to serve through your universe, to choose the reality you want. But how can you choose if you do not know who you are? You need to know who you are. You need to know what that hidden treasure inside you is. You need to know what the path of the hero in your chart is. And this is the time to go inside, to start your internal journey. Again, in Diamond Astrology, it starts with that cosmic birth channel. It is the distance in the chart where all, let's say, energy that is not you, but that is conditioned, can flow out, and new solar cosmic energy flows into you. It's very, very personal. It's very individual. And that is where a very interesting process starts. So this time, with the passage through that photon belt, that ocean of light that is happening now, which is, we can also say it's the passage through the eye of the needle. And it is, so it's all in our galaxy, our Milky Way, and the Milky Way is a sort of celestial river. I have seen it, I was at Lake Tekapo here in New Zealand. You can all Google it. And that is, Lake Tekapo is the place on Earth where the sky is, it's the darkest place on Earth. There is no pollution of light, where you can see where the Milky Way exposes itself breathtakingly. I was totally high. It was so beautiful, you know. So that celestial river, you know, curled itself. You could see it. It was like a bath of stars. It was beautiful, really beautiful.
Wow.
You see, so yeah.
AstrologyHub field trip. We need to go
Yes.
there. Okay, so Monique, what I'm getting from what you just said in terms of 2021, so the new currency being consciousness, and consciousness being starting with a deep awareness of who we are in order to be able to contribute our unique gifts to the community at large. But first, we have to know who we are so we can create the reality that we choose, which we can only choose if we know who we are and what we're here to do. And in doing that, we are contributing to the community, to the world. So in being that uniqueness,
Absolutely.
that is how we contribute. And that we're in a very specific time period in 2021 where we're going to be passing through this photon belt, and this photon belt is bringing in it's bringing in, it's like an ocean of light. This planet passes through it every 24,000 years. So
How short is it?
in your estimation, there's a big debate between astrologers. Are we already in the age of Aquarius? Are we about to go into the age of Aquarius? But from what I heard, you're saying this moment in 2021 is kind of marking the official, we're now in the age of Aquarius, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think so. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus has explosive hiccups. Boom, boom, boom. And I think one of the hiccups was uh, the destruction of the Twin Towers, for instance. That was one boost. And a very big boost that comes up now is, of course, not only the passage through that photon belt, but it is the conjunction, the upcoming conjunction on the 21st of December of of Saturn and Jupiter coming conjunct on the 0 degree of Aquarius. That is one big beginning, another boost of Aquarian energy. So the upcoming full moon of the 31st of October will be conjunct Uranus too. So many shifts, Uranian shifts. And this conjunction heralds indeed a new era. So if you consider that Saturn is the fundament of everything, the structure of everything, and Jupiter is the expansion and the ideals of that, and they come together on that 0 degree of Aquarius. That will give that big shift to new worlds, to totally new structures, actually, new forms, the old is so old. It's the Capricorn thing is so, it's squeezed out, and the hierarchy, and that's also, because let me go into this one. One of the things that is important that is coming up is let's say the emerging, the birth of the new masculine. And what is that? If you come to think of it, that so much has happened, astrologically speaking, in Earth signs. So everybody knows now that Saturn and Pluto has been moving, still are, in Capricorn. And the masculine, the old masculine, has come through Capricorn by means of ruling, and power. It's power and rule and fear. And this is the masculine. This is how we rule. It's the old patriarchy. Well, that is really coming to an end. It is collapsing, gradually collapsing, these forms. We know that. But there is something else in Earth signs is happening. Uranus is going through Taurus. Taurus is an Earth sign. So also these forms of solidity, and I don't want to release, I want to keep it, I don't want to change. It's changing and must change. And there is another Earth sign, which is Virgo. But Neptune is opposite Virgo. So all the plans and the schedules that Virgo has in mind are a bit of, oh, it can't take place. Oh, I must see it from a bigger perspective, maybe, you know. And another thing is happening in the part of the masculine part of the zodiac, which is Aries. Aries is a very masculine sign. Aries is the warrior. Mars is ruling Aries. Oh, whoa, here I am. And sorry, did I hit you? Oh, I'm not sorry at all. I'll just go on, you know. Aries, there has happened much in Aries. First of all, Chiron is there. It's about the wounded masculine. Mars is there, retrograde, has been there for a long time, so it's difficult. And the Black Moon is still there. It's moving to Taurus, but the Black Moon is there too. So 3, let's say, luminaries in Aries that hold the breath of Aries, has held the breath of Aries, that Aries could not manifest the way he so much likes to explode into the world. Hello, here I am. Let's start life. No, that was not the case. Holding back that energy. Now, why do I say that the new masculine is being born? Because the old masculine, so much is being shaken up there. And the new masculine is the god of the precession, Leo. And Leo is the new masculine because now the masculine must connect with the heart. And that is where what people are waiting. Let's say women are waiting for that. The feminine is already, there is so much, it's more in advance, sorry, but it is, women are already within, are doing their thing within. The masculine has now to come up and emerge from a new perspective connected with the heart. And that is where the story of Lilith, the goddess Lilith, the goddess, she was banned, expelled from paradise, or she actually flew away herself. She didn't want to join that Adam story. She said, oh, I'm being expelled. So actually, in consciousness, she is still alone. She's waiting somewhere, the corners of the universe, alone. And this is so metaphorical for women, waiting for the new hero to arise so that the Lilith inside them gets an answer from the new hero, the man connected with the heart, and no longer the man connected with the old patriarchy of power and control and fear. And that is something.
Would you say that's the masculine disconnected from the heart? Because I know that it's hard to do the male-female thing because you have women running more masculine energy or men running more feminine energy. So we're really talking about the masculine principle being disconnected from the heart and the feminine, because, and also that's happening within us too, right?
Yes, definitely.
Those principles within men and women, both of those balancing out with that heart energy. Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's not only, let's say, sex connected with gender. It is the principle that I'm speaking about, indeed. And that is so you can see it in daily life. The hero is arising. It's the path of the hero is also a very interesting theme in diamond astrology, because then you follow the solar totality of the luminaries. And the path of the hero is, of course, for men and women, both of us. But we, hero in our own universe, on our own timelines. I'm the conscious creator. I know who I am, that's the conscious me. Sure.
What's interesting too is as this is happening, I've noticed more and more astrologers talking about the multidimensionality of Mars and Aries, not just the warrior, but also the lover, not just the soldier, but also the gardener, also the one tending to the flowers. I mean, there's been some really interesting things that have come out recently about those archetypes. And I can see this as a reflection of what you're talking about, this new masculine archetype emerging, the one that's connected with the heart.
Oh, absolutely. I think that everything is coming now, and also the planets and our concept of the planets in a wider perspective.
Yes.
Much wider perspective. It's really getting a little more galactic, I would say. So once we start to expand our perspective of the stars, the Milky Way, our solar system, I think that's a very interesting journey for each of us to do that. Yeah, sure.
A few more things from what you said, just in summarizing what you're seeing as the major points of 2021 and where we're going. You're saying
Yeah.
this is an opportunity for us now to choose 3D, third dimension versus 5D. Can you tell us a little bit more what you mean by that? What does that choice look like in our daily lives?
Yeah. I know that seems to be very difficult, but our thoughts, because our passing through that photon belt, our thoughts have much more impact on matter now. And so the key is in what we choose to think. The key is in what we choose to feel, because first there's thinking and then there are the emotions. And however difficult your daily situation may be sometimes, and me too, I had a very difficult year, but I really experienced myself, oh, when I think this, it really has an impact on me, it brings me down. But when I think this, within where I am, oh, it lifts me up. And I really had to start thinking more positive thoughts. So our addiction to old negative thoughts, we should really be aware of that and release it and choose what we want, what makes us more happy or joyful, all these things. So yes, the 3D world is about that negativity. If you want to stay in there, you will be in there. It is a matter not of place, it's a matter of frequency. What frequency are you? It's the new universe is all about frequency. We are now like a radio station. And what is it? What we choose? What frequency do we choose? So wherever you are, it does not really matter. It is what frequency do you choose? And I would say that separation of worlds is becoming more and more important. Let's say determining for your universe. We all live in our own universe. So I would say connect with nature. See people who are in the 3D world, who identify with the 3D world. See them as that they act from their pain bodies. It's not their essential self. You see their pain bodies. See it like that. And see it as, oh, wow, I see here a pain body screaming and yelling and in pain. But that's not the real person, What I think is wonderful, if you can have a pet, it will give you unconditional love. That's beautiful. Breathing is so important. But don't allow the lower frequency to come in. Still, I want to say something very important that I hope to inspire people with. I know in the USA it's very important now in the external world of the time of the elections. I know that. But what I want to say is this. The USA, the natal chart of the USA, people know that the sun is in Cancer, the moon is in Aquarius. But I would say no, it's more important to say that the USA is a black sun country because the sun in the natal chart of the USA is conjunct the black sun. That means, so the black sun is a luminary that makes the shell of the ego, the sun, the ego, much more transparent and opening up to cosmic consciousness. So many countries have a sign ruling their country. I have been speaking about that before, like France is a Leo country, Holland is a Cancer country, Belgium is a Gemini country, etc., etc. And the USA is a Cancer country, but that doesn't make sense. That's not a Cancer country, it's much more. So the black sun is enlarging to much more that identity, causing the USA to be a home for so many. It's a home for so many. And the people living in the USA they're scattered from all over the world. They come together in the USA and The black sun is indeed the luminary where you can say, I'm much more than only on earth. I am so much more. I am opening up. That's where it starts, the black sun, to cosmic consciousness, knowing that I'm much more than only my little self. This is how the black sun works in the chart as well. And this is how the black sun is such an example for the world. Say, we are much more than only a little sun country. We are the home for so many, and the universe is our home, actually. And and opening up to that is one of the, let's say, messages for the people of the USA. Open up to cosmic consciousness. What is happening now really is actually what is happening now on Earth is that not really the politicians are in charge, but the cosmos is in charge. The cosmos is in charge by moving through that photon belt. Not any politician can do anything about that. And once you say, okay, I disconnect from what is happening, it's important, but there is much more things that are more important to say, I'll be inspired by it's now about consciousness. That is the new currency. And this, the whole, sorry, but the politics as we know it will come to an end. The whole system. It will come to an end. It has been all top down, you know. It's the Capricorn, but politics is the Capricorn thing, and vertical. But we're now going horizontal, and I see this already happening here in New Zealand. People are much more sharing with each other and avoiding the money thing, and the team spirit is much more there. It's beautiful to see that, really. So I would say connect with consciousness. Know that you are born, for people in USA, that you are born in a country that is so much open to the cosmos. You are the people who have been waiting for the extraterrestrials as no one before. You know, where are they? Where are the aliens? I mean, don't come in Russia to ask where the aliens are. it's the USA. You know that something is in the air. Connect with that. And that is something you could give to other nations, to other people.
Thank you for that. It's so nice to have a perspective from outside of the United States. Honestly, I mean, we do feature astrologers from all over the world, but mainly the United States. So it's really nice to hear your perspective on that. Okay, so some other key things for this year that we can take away and take with as we're focusing. So knowing who we are is huge. Also, this idea of be the culture carrier of a new era. So the culture carrier of a new era. Looking at nature is the physical manifestation of the universe, and that we're aligning the matrix, our matrix, with nature, more aligned in this process that we're in right now. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see, the birth of the new masculine. It's important for us to go within. The new masculine is connecting with the heart. This is a Leo archetype. Moving from the Capricorn archetype of masculine. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sure.
And
I have something else, maybe, if you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Go. Yeah. Well, let me just finish my little notes, and then you can add.
Yes, please. Yes, go on. Yeah.
Okay. So then we have what frequency are you? So instead of how much money do you have? What do you do? What is your frequency? What is the energy that you're carrying? You know, Monique, when I moved to Hawaii from New York City, how many years ago now? About 9 years ago. I remember being amazed at how nobody cared what I did, what I had accomplished, what degrees I had, how much money, what nobody cared. And there was this process of having to realize that it didn't matter. What mattered was who I was and what I was contributing, but from who I actually am. And so that process of dismantling was very disorienting and very confusing, because like, well, if I'm not those things, then what am I actually? But it's so much more fulfilling. It's so much more rewarding when we're living from that place. So I think it's exciting that we get to go through that process of false ideas, false identities of who we are, and live from that real core truth.
Yes, yes, absolutely,
We have
Amanda,
so much more
absolutely.
to give each other when we're living from that place anyways.
Oh my goodness, we are so rich. We are so
Exactly.
rich,
Yes.
but see the wealth. So the whole focus is still in the 3D matrix. What do you have? Money. Whoa, whoa. Oh, don't you have money? You're nothing. You can't pay your bills. You're stupid. No, that's not true. You have everything inside, and that is what we are moving through or to. I'm sorry, to that let's say consciousness. Yeah,
Monique,
sure.
what would you say to people, because you're obviously, and every single time you come on Astrology Hub, you're such a visionary, and I know that it's part of the astrology that you practice and what you're able to see in the charts and the different perspective that you have due to the astrology that you practice, and it gives you an anchoring in what's possible and where we're going. What would you say to people who are in the process right now, who it's hard for them to imagine a world where those things that have been so important no longer matter? And how long do you see this shift lasting? I mean, are we looking at like the rest of our lifetime? Are we looking at a decade? Are we looking at a couple years?
Uh,
What's the time period of this?
it goes very quickly. So, but it depends what frequency you choose.
Mm.
So let's say that the 3D world becomes more difficult and darker and darker, and the violence becomes more violent, and the disease is more terrible, and the anger and killing people and blaming people and the lies, becomes terrible. So once you start to choose for what you want to think, so that is what you feel, it's all within consciousness. And you said, no, I discipline my thoughts and I think beautiful things. And, okay. Then you connect with that frequency and the passage through that photon belt, because the passage of light will be difficult for people who are in the darkness, because they could not really support that light. And they will get really, well, let's say confused. It's a weak term. It's confused. But once you choose your own frequency and you connect with that light, you can go fast, really fast. And now we can say that because of this passage to the photon belt or the golden nebula, everything comes to the light. So the dark forces, so to speak, it will end. There will come to an end, and the light forces will win. It's already there. It's already there. So it's up to you as a unique individual what you choose. You can choose right now to say, okay, I abandon the lower frequencies. I'm no more addicted to negative things that happened in my past. I forgive the people who have hurt me. I forgive myself if I've hurt others. The past is the past. Which is the past? The past is no longer there, really, unless you want to stick to it. But if you really say, no, I don't do that, I know I'm a conscious creator, or I can try to be one, and I choose my own timeline, then you connect with that other world, and then you go fast within your own timeline. Sure.
Mm.
I know it out of myself and so many others, really. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Monique, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about the mastery class that you're considering teaching for the inner circle this year? Because I know our
Yeah.
members love to get the preview of their mastery class teachings.
Yes. Well, as I said, I'm going to introduce the luminaries of diamond astrology, of course, and in a very simple way. I like to bring it simple, and I like to bring it with humor and playfulness, and but I also like to inspire people and to see, how it can serve you. It need not be difficult. If you want to study it, it's possible. So, as I said, I'm thinking of doing the lunar path in the diamond astrology chart. The moon and supermoon and black moon, and maybe also the south node, which is a lunar node. And then you get a totality in your own chart of how do I, moon, react to creation, sun. So sun is creation, moon is reaction. So how do I do that? And what can I change, or what can I release? It could be a very interesting topic. I'm thinking of that to talk about that. Yes.
Fantastic. And you're going to be our guide for the Aquarius lunar cycle.
Yes.
Starting in February. Starting at the end of January.
Yes, February, I think, beginning of February. Yeah, sure. And I'm going to say, I have many things to say about Aquarius. There is much more to it. I have written a book about that. It's Dutch. So if people are interested in a webinar, then for the age of Aquarius, going deeper, you can go. We are working on a new website, but you can write an email to leurinkmonique@gmail.com and see if there is enough interest. It's you need to pay something for it. Maybe some $39 or so, but it will be very low cost. But if you say, oh, I want that, I want to join, then we see if there is enough interest, and then we can organize a webinar about that. I think that is can inspire as well. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So Monique, as we're preparing for 2021 and integrating 2020 and all the things that we've been through this year, what if you could give one piece of guidance for people, what would you say would be the most important thing we could be doing right now to prepare for what's next?
Stay centered in yourself and do not connect with negativity. Even if you see it in the external world, realize that you are in a sort of movie. You're in a movie and see it. Don't take it so seriously. Do not identify with that. Identify with the deeper treasures in you. Every person has a beautiful, precious gift, and connect with that, or try to ask the angels, what is that gift, and connect with that. Live from that part. And then you will already change your universe. You will attract different things. So stay out of negativity. Sure.
Okay. Thank you so much, Monique. It's always such a pleasure. You're so inspiring. It's just, I love spending time with you. Thank you so much. And for those of you who want to learn more from Monique and 12 other astrologers who are going to be on our 2 days of panels, all dedicated to 2021 and helping you usher in this new energy for next year, and understand astrologically what's happening, the transits, the different things to pay attention to, you can join us now for the free panel. Well, you can't join us now. You can reserve your seat for the free panel that's going to be happening in December. That's astrologyhub.com/2021. It is a free event. Monique will be one of our 12 astrologers. We're having 2 days of panels. There's 6 astrologers on one day, 7 astrologers on another day. And the interplay and interaction between the astrologers is always the most enjoyable, inspiring, enlightening part of these events. So I love that we're doing a panel and that you all get to engage with each other, because so many amazing things come out during those panels. So again, that's astrologyhub.com/2021. You're welcome to reserve your spot now for that event coming up. Okay, Monique, thank you so much for being here. Thanks to all of you.
Yeah. Thank you too.
Yes. Okay. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. Thanks for being a part of our community. And thank you as always for making astrology a part of your life. We'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.